Carry on my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are done. Lay your weary head to rest. Don't you cry no more.
Welcome to a new episode of Action Video Game Talk. I'm your host, Scott Action Jackson. Thanks for joining me today or tonight or whenever you're watching this video. Once again, there's a whole bunch of news articles to go through, so let's just jump right into them. Nintendo revealed that Castlevania Dracula X and Castlevania Circle of the Moon are coming to the Wii U Virtual Console on October 7th and 9th, respectively. Castlevania Dracula X is a Super NES title that is a port of Castlevania Rondo of Blood, a PC Engine game that was originally never released outside of Japan. Castlevania Circle of the Moon is a Game Boy Advance title that launched with Nintendo's handheld in 2001. Now, I think a while back they were talking about bringing Castlevania Dracula X to the Wii U by way of the Virtual Console. But then again, they've been talking about bringing all kinds of old Castlevania games onto the Wii U console, along with so many other older games, which they've been doing a lot lately. I think I tried Dracula X a long time ago when it came out on Super Nintendo. I didn't have an issue with it. Castlevania games aren't really my kind of thing to play, but I do give them a try. The Dracula X game is apparently one of those rare to get games, or rare to find actual physical games, and it can be expensive just to try and get it. For people who can't actually get the physical Super NES game of Dracula X, there's two options, one being getting the Virtual Console version of it, or two, maybe getting one of those emulator and ROM type deals. Super Smash Bros. On the 3DS is out on October 3rd. Just one day later, Nintendo and GameStop would be hosting tournaments at 15 locations, plus the Nintendo World Store in New York City. The 64-player tournaments are first come, first serve, and you don't need to pre-register. You can bring your own system and game. But if you don't want to, or don't have access, the necessary hardware will be provided for you. Winners at each of the locations will go on to the Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo 3DS National Open Tournament, taking place on October 11th in New York City. If you happen to be in the Big Apple, you can also purchase the game early. A meetup and early purchase opportunity is taking place at the Nintendo World Store on October 2nd at 8 p.m. Eastern. Local tournaments will take place at the following locations beginning at 11 a.m. local time: San Jose, California, Winfield Shopping Center; Anaheim, California, Anaheim Town Center; Denver, Colorado, South Colorado Boulevard GameStop, care of Barnes & Noble; Chicago, Illinois, the Brickyard Shopping Center; Dedham, Massachusetts, Denham Mall; Ellicott City, Maryland, St. John's Plaza; Bonnie Doon, North Carolina, SWM Shibu Shopping Center; New York City, New York, 32 East 14th Street; Bellevue, Washington, Bellevue Square; Davie, Florida, Tower Shops; Brandon, Florida, Lake Brandon Shops; Orlando, Florida, SWM Sand Lake Corner; Gamblee, Georgia, Gamblee Village; Houston, Texas, Holcomb Boulevard GameStop, care of Barnes & Noble; Plano, Texas, Preston Road GameStop, care of Barnes & Noble; Nintendo World in Rockefeller Plaza, New York City. A demo for the Super Smash Bros. 3DS is available at the eShop. The title is out on October 3rd everywhere. A release date for the Wii U version has not yet been announced. So I do apologize if I got some of the names of the cities wrong and some of the names of the actual streets and buildings wrong. I didn't quite understand the care of Barnes & Noble thing unless it's like in the same shopping area as Barnes & Noble. Yeah, it says here that it's going to take place in 15 locations, plus the Nintendo World Store in New York City. So that's probably going to be like 16. And then, yeah, it's taking place the day after the game launches, so it's going to be on October 4th, if that's what this says right. And it's going to take place at 11 a.m. local time, so you might want to get a hold of those actual stores and shopping centers to see what the specific, if it is actually 11 a.m. local time in your area. But I'm going to be curious about this to see if they'll actually be posting any of this through their Nintendo YouTube sources. And heck, they might have some of the stuff posted on the actual Facebooks for the Super Smash Bros. Page or Nintendo's page. Well, I should say Nintendo of America, considering that this is happening in America. But it seems like they're giving fans maybe one day to play this game before they are having this tournament. But then again, some of the fans have been playing it a little bit longer than that, considering that the demo's been available. Retail juggernaut Amazon has updated its listing for the Super Smash Bros. Bundle, which includes a GameCube-style controller, a copy of the game, and a 4-player USB port, and retails for $99.99. The Super Smash Bros. Wii U controller is a return to old for GameCube fans, and is instantly familiar to those who cut their teeth on Super Smash Bros. Melee. During the Wii era, many players expressed disdain from playing Smash using only Wii Remote or the classic controller. For those, simply plugging in a GameCube controller was a more attractive option than attempting to use a nifty D-pad to maneuver their characters out of tight predicaments. For competitive play, the Wiimote wasn't an option, which is where the GameCube controller comes in to save the day and avoid any latency issues via its weird input. It'll be interesting to see how the re-released controller fares against the Wii U's current lineup of controllers, namely the Gamepad and the Classic Controller Pro. Also bundled with the Smash controller is a 2-pronged USB hub for up to 4 players. The reason for the 2 USB cables is due to the way the Wii U handles power output, much like how portable USB hard drives are handled. The Wii U requires the use of 2 USB ports to draw enough power through the console to power the required add-on. I actually like this. I like it. I mean, if I had a Wii U and I missed using the GameCube controller and I'm going to get the Super Smash Bros. Game, guess what? I'm just going to get this. So this does include the game, the GameCube controller, and a plug-in so you can actually plug in 4 GameCube-like controllers. If you have some more GameCube controllers, or if you have friends who do. And this is all for $100? I could see that as a good price. I mean, the game itself is maybe going to be about $60, controller about $20, the device itself another $20, so yeah, it's almost $100. So yeah, I have no problem with that price. The upcoming Wii U edition of Watch Dogs will not feature any DLC for the open world game. The official Watch Dogs Twitter account responded to a question about DLC for Watch Dogs on Wii U, saying, "No, the Wii U version will not have the DLC. The Bad Blood DLC came out for the Ubisoft game, with a Season Pass also available for purchase on other consoles." Ubisoft president said earlier this year that Watch Dogs will be the final mature game released for Wii U from the company. He cited poor sales of similar titles, like entries in the Assassin's Creed franchise, on Nintendo's home console for making the decision. Okay, stuff like this gets me really upset and pissed off, so a bit of a warning here. There's going to be some language. What the fuck is wrong with you, Ubisoft? See, why you get poor sales and stuff like this is because you don't really support the Wii U. The same thing happened with the Batman game, the Batman Arkham Origins. There was supposed to be a season pass for it, and yet they pulled their shit back. They're like, no, we're not going to do this. We pulled it back. We're not going to do this. They don't support the Wii U console. The Wii U is supposed to be the new generation of Nintendo console, but instead, everyone treats it like a past generation. Like if it's not worthy of being out there. Video companies that don't want to support a new generation console like this could go F off. Because I'm sick of this. The Wii U has a lot of potential. There should be game companies jumping all over this. But no, we have a-holes like Ubisoft that doesn't want to do anything with it. And hell, since Microsoft bought out Mojang and Minecraft, you'll probably never see that on the Wii U. It would have been awesome on the Wii U. It just pisses me off that these companies don't want to do anything with the Wii U. But yeah, if Ubisoft wants to do this crap all the time, I hope they go out of business. Seriously, I do. Even though I know that's probably not going to happen because they make good games. And what should they do? They should be releasing and supporting all the systems that they release it on. But no, they don't. They want to be assholes. Minecraft's console developer 4J Studios has handed off the Vita version to Sony for final testing, meaning it should be releasing soon. We've handed Minecraft PlayStation Vita Edition over to Sony for final test. Another hint of the game's impending release is that it's received its ESRB rating. There's no specific release date for the game yet, but these clues hint it should be available soon. The game will be free to anyone who purchased the PlayStation 3 version of Minecraft and is one of the titles confirmed to work with the PlayStation TV, which arrives next month. So this news just more or less says that they've handed it over to Sony for their final testing and that it should be releasing soon. Now, soon could either mean a week, 2 weeks, maybe even a couple days. Because that's how quickly it could be done with the final test. They could just put it out there for download real fast. It just depends on, if they get clearance through Sony with the final testing. It does have the usual, if you already purchased with PlayStation 3, you get it for free. But it's probably going to be about like $20 if you want to get it by itself on the Vita. Which, technically, you should go ahead and get. I mean, you get to play Minecraft on the go on the Vita. Which has to be a lot better than trying to play it on a little iPhone or a cell phone. Glitchy Pixel, a two-person development team from Colombia, has announced that it's bringing its horror game Poltergeist to PlayStation Vita. Described as a pixelated horror on the PlayStation blog, Poltergeist is a puzzle game that puts the player in the ghost's shoes. Your objective is to scare the inhabitants of a haunted manor using various spooky powers such as specters, portals, and possessions. You'll be spooking people through numerous time periods and environments, from the 1930s all the way through to the modern-day office. You can take advantage of objects within each era to aid you in your hauntings, and you'll also face bosses representative of their time period. Glitchy Pixel have been working on Poltergeist since November 2011. In 2012, its 20-level prototype won the Square Enix Latin American Game Contest. Poltergeist is scheduled to release on the PlayStation Vita in October. Glitchy Pixel hopes to add an endless mode featuring randomly generated levels as a free patch after release. Now, every time when I look at images and read this, summary about this game, it reminds me of the Genesis game that was called, I think, Haunting. You more or less play the role of a ghost trying to scare this family out of this, run-of-the-mill house or mansion, where you more or less possess different objects and stuff like that to try and scare them out, but you kind of had to try to do it one at a time. And if you ran out of your, spooky mojo, you more or less died. But I think in between families, you more or less had to go underground and build back up your scaring mojo or whatever. Now, I'm curious to see if the makers of that will try to do something with Glitchy Pixel as far as maybe like a lawsuit or something. Because this does sound close to that type of game. Did you miss that old mage who bit the dust? Consider WoW your own personal pet cemetery. In a post on the official World of Warcraft blog, Blizzard revealed this new feature, which will be released in an upcoming pre-Warlords of Draenor content patch. We're adding a new feature that allows players to undelete characters. Undeleting a character resolves all of its enhancements, gems, and items fully intact. You'll be able to get back into action right away, and your character won't remember being deleted. And we won't tell either. There are some exceptions. Also, after you delete a character, the name will be held for a limited time. Blizzard didn't specify how long, allowing you to bring back that character with the same name or transfer the name to a new character. Now, this is a great feature for anyone who wants to bring back their character that they either really meant to delete or accidentally deleted from World of Warcraft. Now, last time I played World of Warcraft, my character should still be out there in limbo under my account somewhere. I never deleted my character. I just never went back to playing World of Warcraft, so the character is probably just sitting there, waiting, whatever. But yeah, as this says here, there's a few exceptions, especially with the name of the characters. So yeah, that might be an issue with some of the characters that were deleted. It just depends on how long a character's been deleted or whatever. The British Museum, located in London, is home to thousands of artifacts and exhibits from several millennia. And now, in an effort to bridge the old world, modern times, and the digital era, museum officials want the structure to be rebuilt in Minecraft. In-game construction of the museum's Great Court will be funded through crowdsourcing and is expected to be done by October 16th according to Toybox. The museum will then hold a public debate called Changing Public Dialogues with Museum Collections in the Digital Age. Following the debate, the museum will continue construction as it attempts to rebuild the building's entirety as a Minecraft replica. So you're saying people haven't already tried to make the British Museum in Minecraft already? Because with so many actual projects done within the worlds of Minecraft, I'm surprised nobody has actually done this. But I guess some actual people want to get into detail as far as what everything that's in the museum and the outside be recreated into Minecraft for, I guess, this one project. I'm going to be curious to see how this looks. Because if I was able to actually find what server this is being created on and just to go in and look around, that's probably the closest I'm going to get to actually seeing the British Museum. Capcom announced a community promotion to unlock Resident Evil HD Remake content. The packaging is an infection scenario, with players becoming zombies as they signed up. There wasn't much meat on this endeavor's bone, but now Raccoon City is teeming with the undead. As a reward, Capcom is adding 2 new costumes to the upcoming Resident Evil HD Remake. Players will be able to put Chris Redfield and Jill Valentine in their BSAA costumes. Resident Evil Remake will be out in 2015 for Xbox One, Xbox 360, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, and PC. To me, this seems like an okay thing to add on to the Resident Evil HD Remake. Having Chris Redfield and Jill Valentine in their BSAA costumes, which Bioterrorism Security Assessment Alliance. Now, me personally, I would like to have seen maybe, let's say, a Jill Valentine bikini outfit, or maybe a scantily clad outfit for Jill Valentine. And something like a beach attire for Chris Redfield. But yeah, they could have done all kinds of different add-ons, and they probably still can add additional content later on if they want to. The Destiny development team has announced a new patch, 1.0.2, that will go live this week. The patch brings significant changes to the Cryparch and Engram system. The Engrams will now produce equal or better quality items. Rare items now also have a better chance to produce legendary items. A higher drop rate also extends to activities throughout the game. Daily heroics, weekly heroics, and Vanguard Tiger playlists now give you a chance to receive rare and legendary engrams in addition to their other rewards. Ascendant materials will now be considered legendary. The development team said that this was to closer associate them with the gear they are used to upgrade. And lastly, the legendary engrams that are currently in your inventory will be knocked to rare quality when the patch goes live. Decode them as fast as you can. The team states that patch 1.0.2 will go live this week, which likely means we can expect it on Tuesday's regular maintenance update day. So yeah, this is just announcing what the new patch update is supposed to have, this 1.0.2 update. It's gonna enhance the, engrams drop, the legendary item drops that you can take over to get identified. You're gonna get the actual item when it gets identified, not just some random BS. But for those people who are just holding on to the legendary engrams, thinking that, maybe we'll hold on to this and it'll actually do it when we go there after the patch, no. For those who are holding on to the legendary engrams in your inventory, it's going to get knocked down to rare when the patch goes live. A Destiny bug has potentially revealed a ton of incoming content for Bungie's popular shooter. Recorded in action and posted on YouTube by multiple users, user Kennedy92 has one of the most thorough recordings. The bug appeared to affect the map screen after this past weekend's patch. The bug appears to affect the map screen after the recent patch. While gliding the cursor over certain planets, the message "requirements not met" and "expansion require" would pop up, similar to messages we received during Destiny's alpha and beta periods when locked out of the game's main missions. The bug appears to have leaked a bunch of new story missions, strikes, raids, and critical content, under the name of planned expansions, The Dark Below and House of Wolves. As with all leaks of this nature, take the info with a grain of salt, as content could change in between now and the official reveal. Certainly, some of the content descriptions appearing in those videos appear incomplete. One reads, Reef Raid Description, but as VG247 points out, all this content has already been listed by Destiny Tracker, a Destiny data mine service which further leads to its credibility. Stuff like this happens once in a while with games. When they install a new update or patch, little accidents like this happens, where they accidentally reveal stuff for future content. Now, I'm sure with the new update patch that's going to be coming out, they'll probably go ahead and lock that out so nobody can actually see that. More or less, it just gives people something to look forward to with additional content. Okay, now it's time for this week's major new releases. We have Super Smash Bros. For the Nintendo 3DS. Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor for PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. Sherlock Holmes: Crimes and Punishment for PC, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, Xbox 360, and Xbox One. Watch Dogs: Bad Blood DLC for PC, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, Xbox 360, and Xbox One. Falling Skies the game for PlayStation 3, Wii U, and Xbox 360. Persona 4 Arena Ultimate Max for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. Forza Horizon 2 for the Xbox 360 and Xbox One. And since this one's coming out on Sunday, I might include it on this episode and on the next one with the new releases. But Skylanders Trap Team for the Nintendo 3DS, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, Xbox 360, Xbox One, the Wii U, and the original Wii. So, that'll do it for this episode of Action Video Game Talk. Once again, thanks for joining me, and thanks for listening along, watching along, whichever way that you watched it or listened to it. Later on, I will have the separate clips up if you want to check those out. Down below, I will once again post the Facebook page if you want to go over there and hit like over there. Also, leave any comments you want over there too. I know I occasionally post some stuff there along with the separate clips and the episode. Also, if you want to, go and subscribe to this channel. You will be able to actually keep up with the episodes if you're still following along. And if you are following along, watching every episode, thank you. Thank you very much. So, until next time, bye.